I spoke to a client yesterday and he told me that no matter what he tried, he always felt tired all the time. And there's several reasons why he felt that way. Now, when it comes to their energy levels, there are a lot of things that most people do that slashes completely their energy levels, and most of them are just not aware of it. Most people try to only take care of their sleep, but it doesn't work like that. It's about much more than sleep, and other behaviors that you might be doing are considerably reducing your energy levels, and this is why you feel tired all the time. That's why in today's video I want to share with you the 4 keys that will help you, I believe, regain control over your energy levels and make you feel better, more energetic, more healthy during the day. Now, of course, we're going to start talking about sleep. But the thing is that we're going to focus less on the quantity and more on the quality. You've probably heard that you need 8 hours of sleep. You need consistent sleep schedule. And maybe most of the time you have those 7 to 8 hours of sleep. But it doesn't work like that. There's more to it. The sleep quality is as important, if not more important, than the sleep quantity. And in the case of sleep, I hear a lot of people tell me that they've tried everything and they kind of resign themselves not to do anything about sleep because they don't think they have control over anything when it comes to your sleep. And if that's your case, well, I don't know what to tell you, because this video is about changing your behaviors and helping you become a healthier person. So maybe just skip to the next session if you're not interested in hearing me about sleep. It is really important that you understand that there are some things that you do that you might not be aware of that are completely destroying your sleep quality. Now, the most obvious ones, which are mainly discussed in, whatever it is, mainstream TV, television shows, whatever it is. Screens, for sure. Alcohol, nicotine, all those things that are stimulants, even if alcohol is a depressant, but bear with me. But it can also be things that you're not thinking about, things that are not alcohol, things like noise pollution, things like lights, things like food in your stomach because you ate too close to bedtime. And those things, in my opinion, and with the experience I got from coaching, those things are happening way more often than, people drinking alcohol all the time and not being able to sleep. So those things you need to be aware of because they can completely disrupt your sleep quality, and you don't want that. Now, maybe the most important one is stress, because your mind can be a blocker, blocking sleep quality too. And that's most often what happens. So if your mind is looping when you try and go to sleep, if you feel like it's always, your thoughts are racing, especially when you go to bed and you can't seem to fall asleep because of your mind, not your body, then you have to take care of that. So you have to find the weak spot, and then you have to correct the impairment. You have to find the right protocol for you to be able to go through it. If you want more energy, you need to move more. This one is going to sound paradoxical, but if you have a sedentary lifestyle, it makes sense that you don't have any energy, or you don't feel like you have energy. Let me explain. If you want your brain and body to produce energy, you have to give it a strong enough reason to release this type of energy, because the last thing that your brain and body wants to do is to throw away energy that isn't useful, because in nature, energy is really hard to find. Therefore, wasting it is really not what you want. Physical activity is the best thing when it comes to regaining energy. And you know me, I always preach going to the gym because I think it's the most accessible, it's the cheapest one, and it's the best alternative there is when it comes to building your health, your fitness, and your body. So how it works is what you want: real bouts of physical exercise, like, going to the gym 45 minutes at the end of your day, whatever it is. But you also want small bouts of exercise just to help you rebound, to regain energy. We're talking about a light exercise, so it could be anything from walking, going on a treadmill for 10 minutes. I have a colleague that goes on to, because I work in the gym, I have a colleague that goes spinning every, 3 to 4 hours to regain some sort of energy. It's very low intensity for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then he feels energized again because he's used his body, he told it to expend energy, therefore he has more of it. And now when it comes to real sessions of physical exercise, when it comes to the gym, I'm not talking about other type of exercise, but when it comes to the gym, you should start with 3 to 4 sessions of 40 minutes of physical moderate to high intensity when it comes to lifting weights. And that will help you build your physique, build your health, build a solid foundation for yourself. Now, if you have no idea where to start, I created Fitness Autonomy just for that. And if you have any questions, just shoot it in the comments and I'll answer it. My pleasure. It's impossible that you have energy if you don't have a stable eating schedule. If you don't have any control of your nutrition at all, then it's a whole different discussion. because there's no wonder if you don't have stable energy, if you don't have control over what you're eating, because what you're eating is fuel, and without proper fuel, you can't expect your body to expend much energy, right? Now, it's very different when it comes to your own diet, when it comes to your own preferences, it's different for different people. But there are general guidelines that I see all the time for people that are not respecting their diet as well as they should be. Here, I'm not talking about losing weight. I'm not talking about gaining muscle mass or whatnot. It's just general guidelines, because most people I've seen from my experience, and I talk to a lot of people, they come to the same conclusion, is that people are not eating enough protein, especially women. People are consuming way too much sugar, whether it's through, fast sugar that you call, or carbohydrates, which is the same, but fast sugar meaning like, chocolate, candies, and could be sugar in the form of carbohydrates. So like pasta, rice, potatoes, whatever it is, bread. And you cannot expect your energy levels, your glucose in your brain to be stable if you make it spike. And through having a big meal full of sugar, this is what's going to happen. You're going to make it spike. So thing is to go for more protein, less sugar in general, less fat, more hydration, because people are dehydrated all day. They don't even realize it. And for cognitive functions, it's not the best. It's really not optimal. And the last thing I would say is that the most important thing is a predictable meal scheduling, because your brain operates real well when it can expect exactly when it's going to eat, when it's going to go to sleep, when it's going to train. You're a creature of habit. Take advantage of that and use your day to be something that's stable enough so that your body expects the next meal that you're going to have, or what source of fuel you're going to get today. Because if your body cannot expect the next meal, then it's going to go into power saving mode, because it's like, guys, we don't have any more energy. We're like, soon we're going to be out of it. So let's save everything that we can, and your metabolism is going to drop down. You're slowly going to fall asleep. All your functions are going to diminish, and you're going to be even more reluctant to use any energy anymore. And that's why your brain also goes into procrastination. You don't want to do anything. You want to just save your energy and stay on the couch. Now, the fourth key that can explain the reason why you're so tired all the time, when you feel like you don't have any energy, or that your energy is not stable throughout the day, is because you're overloading your brain. Now, I've seen that time and time again. It's in the course of a day, try and recall the number of distractions, stimulations, interruptions that you've experienced. You're not even gonna remember 10%, because you count it in hundreds, if not thousands, of distractions. If you don't trust me, just pick up your phone. If you have an iPhone, go to screen time, and you're gonna be able to see how many times you picked up your phone that day. And that's just crazy. It's just hundreds of times. And if you're on social media for 2 hours a day, if you watch 2 Netflix episodes at the end of your day, which is okay, I'm not judging. It's just, if you get 100 notifications every day and you see ads everywhere, you're taking the subway, you see ads. You're looking at the building, you see ads. Trying to trigger you to buy, trying to get you to do something, expecting you to, pursue some kind of behavior, then it's no wonder that your brain is overloaded and that you don't have energy at the end of the day. And most people don't pay attention to it because it's their normal environment right now. And it has become so overwhelming, but it's just accepted as normal. And therefore, they're just immersed into this world of notification, ads, social media, TV, commercials, everything in between. And those things, each one of those little things doesn't exist in nature. So it's modern world. So you have to understand that every time that you're watching an ad, it costs you a bit of energy, because your brain has to process what's happening, what is expected of you, to understand what's going on. And so you pile that up, just one. And at the end of the day, you're completely depleted of energy, and especially mental energy. And it's no wonder that you can't focus, that your brain is not deploying stable energy levels when you're being bombarded with stimuli every 5 seconds. This is just impossible. So in order to stop overloading your brain, you can take drastic changes, or you can make really small adjustments, whatever you prefer. What I suggest most of the times with people that want to work on their social media use, my clients, is that you put a time limit. Whatever sounds realistic to you, challenging but realistic, so that you have no more than, an hour of Instagram per day, for example. Because this is going to change everything from the way you think to the way you behave, to your energy levels, to you being able to go to the gym at the end of the day, you probably can't fathom right now the importance and the cost that it has on your brain. But all those things that we've just talked about are going to help you stabilize your energy levels, not to feel tired all the time, not to feel like you can't do anything, not procrastinate anymore. So anyway, let me know what you think of this video, and if you have any questions, use the comment sections. It'd be my pleasure. In the meantime, just trust the process, and I hope this helps.